Hello, welcome to Thursday, I think. Yeah, it's Thursday. And today it's the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood book review. Finally, part 2 out of 3 of Ezio's trilogy, and things started to get heated up. And I need to say, Brotherhood is the best Assassin's book that I've ever read. It is. It is. It blends in with the game so smoothly, and back in Assassin's Creed Renaissance, since in the game there's a lot of time jumps from, Assassin's Creed 2 started in 1476 and then it ended in 1496 or 97, that sort of area. That's 20 years. But Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, since the game starts from 1499 and ends at around 1507, the amount of time cut away is actually pretty little, and the authors managed to deal with that really well, because they are relatively small time jumps. They are like around a month or two, so basically he can just possibly use. Well, he spent the next month overseeing the reconstruction of the Rosa Inferiore, or the barracks, that sort of thing. Anyway, spoiler alert about the book. And wow, honestly, sorry, quite thirsty. And with this book, the Assassin's Guild thing just makes so much sense, because when you describe how Cesare Borgia, the Borgia family, is such evil and such power, then you need to have recruits, and it managed to just flow that into the recruits so smoothly. And whereas in the game, when you can just call them, whistle and call them, and they just appear out of nowhere. And the author managed to just sort of write these assassins right into the missions along with him, which is just so amazing. I can't imagine how good Revelations will be. Apparently, I'm told that the game of Revelations is actually a, Brotherhood 2.0 with nearly the same stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, one big difference between Assassin's Creed Renaissance and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is that the inclusion of DLCs. Now, I find this pretty interesting. When Assassin's Creed 2, when I read Assassin's Creed Renaissance, I found that they have included the restored sequences, which is sequence 12 and sequence 13 in the game. They included it in the book, and that makes sense because it's in chronological order. It's a continuous thing. You can't just skip 2 whole sequences, otherwise it won't make sense. Whereas in Brotherhood, they have the Da Vinci's disappearance DLC, and they didn't include it within here because it's kind of more of a side quest stuff, where suddenly there's a Vigorian temple involved, which just doesn't fit into the story, and it's a smart decision. The author, this is a very smart decision to just don't bother the whole Da Vinci disappearance thing and just put it away. But other than the DLC, since after the arrest of Cesare Borgia, and eventually you kill Cesare Borgia, it's 1503 you arrest him, and 1507 you kill him. So there's a 4-year gap. So how to fill that 4-year gap? Well, one of the ways is to actually include the DLC, which occurs actually 1506 according to the game. So it might be a choice, or the author can just make things up, just to how to explain where suddenly 1507 you're in Spain to kill Cesare, and Cesare has been arrested, and how did he get out and start sieging cities again? So, and this is sort of the first time that I actually see the author's sort of creativity in thinking about the events that lead from the arrest of Cesare Borgia to the death of Cesare Borgia, and it's really good, and it's really high quality, and it's nearly perfect. And I only found a bit of hiccups because in the parts where the authors write by himself more, I think the amount of dialogue is slightly less than the ones that in the game, because during the game, when you're in cutscenes, there are dialogues. When you're in missions, when you're tailing people, you can eavesdrop them and have their dialogues. But whereas that makes the whole continuity of the whole book a bit down, and it's kind of sudden. After the arrest, everyone thinks it's done, but the game is not, so he needs to continue, and suddenly somehow he brought Da Vinci. I think that is sort of a bit linked to the whole Da Vinci disappearance thing, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in that respect, but it's alright. Because Da Vinci has studied the apple under Cesare Borgia, and so it makes sense for Ezio to bring the apple to Leonardo's workshop and discuss with him about how to use the apple, and should we use the apple with Machiavelli and Leonardo, that sort of stuff. And it's written really well. And yeah, Leonardo, he can't leave Italy. He just can't. Poor old Leonardo. Yeah. Anyway, I was actually jaw dropped. It's utterly amazing. But at the end, it says the sentence that ends the book isn't much remain to be done. Yeah, it's actually the 3 core people after Cesare Borgia's death. The 3 core people of the Brotherhood: Ezio Auditore, Il Mentore, Niccolo Machiavelli, the advisor, and Leonardo da Vinci. They just say goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. Yep. Just it's kind of a closed ending, where compared to an open ending in Renaissance, which makes sense because actually Renaissance, if I think it right, it actually relates back to the Secret Crusade more towards Brotherhood, because what Secret Crusade is set in, if you didn't watch my Assassin's Creed Secret Crusade review, it's actually Ezio Auditore reading Niccolo Polo's diary, which has Niccolo Polo saying the story of Altair to his brother when Ezio is on his journey to Constantinople. So I think the clear cut in Brotherhood does, it's alright, because another thing that is, Brotherhood finishes as 1507, but Revelations, I believe, started in 1514 at least, and the starting location isn't in Italy. It's back to Masaya, back where Altair became the Master Assassin. So that bit makes sense, and I approve. And the way that the book incorporates some sort of features in the game, including how to meet Leonardo and buy back those equipment that you lost at the start of the game, incorporated really well. And it kind of sort of adds some salt and pepper to the game, because when Claudia joined the Brotherhood, they just had a ceremony and jump and leap of faith, and that's it. But here they had a bit of fun, a bit of a joke, where Claudia asked, "Perhaps sisterhood? Really? Can we have sisterhood as well?" Yeah, alright, you can have sisterhood. No, it's fine, it's fine. Yes, those bits sort of just spice up the book even more and just makes it not bland and has more layers to it, if I make sense. Anyway, and also the cover is just utterly brilliant. It totally sort of reconciles me of the E3 cinematic trailer for the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood game, where Ezio is walking through the red shirts cardinals and they just bounce away. Just a spot of white within a background of red. And this just illustrates it so well. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. And also, the conspiracy thing, no matter in the game or in the story, fits in really well, fits in really good as well. Yeah, whenever you're expanding the Brotherhood even more, even larger compared to scale than Assassin's Creed Renaissance, there's certainly there'll be conspiracies, and the suspense where La Volpe suspects Machiavelli of treachery, and in the end the twist where actually he's one of La Volpe's thieves being a traitor. The whole bit is just so fascinating, and it just draws me into, come on, who is the traitor? Is it really Machiavelli? Because it sounds weird, because Machiavelli actually did some weird stuff at the start of the story, and is it really him? Is it really him? And in the end, it kind of unfolds it all. It's just, wow. Okay, now I get it. And yeah, it just fits in really well. So, the Wonder Brotherhood is really the best Assassin's Creed game and best book ever. Also, speaking of comparison between the game and the book, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood game has a lot more modern stuff attached to it, where Desmond, they went to Monteriggioni and they have a lot of officers to chat with, and then in the end go to the Colosseum to find a piece of meat, and then there was just other stuff. And here, when compared to Assassin's Creed Renaissance, this one managed to just cut off the modern pieces really well. And when you compare between the game and the book, you'll find out that the book managed to render all the modern stuff irrelevant, whereas in Renaissance they just plainly, when Minerva speaks her words, they just plainly cut out Desmond and that's it. And it's really abrupt. This one is really smooth. It's much more improved than Renaissance now. The whole shedding away modern stuff is done so beautifully, and I have to give thumbs up. So that's it. There's an absolute and I believe the remaining 4 of the Assassin's Creed Complete Collection will be at least just as good. So the next book review will focus on Assassin's Creed Revelation, the final part of Ezio's journey back to Marseille to find Altair. That's for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully through these book review videos you'll get a little engaged in the Assassin's Creed storyline and perhaps the Assassin's Creed franchise. And as always, let's be back the next time, shall we?